And hello everybody, welcome back to LFC News. Guys, it's the day after, of course, the draw against Tottenham. A absolutely shocking result. And many of you thought the Leeds performance was the club's worst this season. However, we may have just topped it. And Dominic Szoboszlai's comments after the game really summed up that match. And to be fair, it's just another one of these results that has been a mark and a thorn in our side of what stopped us from doing anything this year. Now, whilst this is brewing, a lot of pressure is growing on Arne Slot, and I'm going to discuss Arne Slot in a moment, but there is some massive news as a twist has emerged as Xabi Alonso's agent has came out and spoke about his future. So we'll discuss that in today's video, guys, but first please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more. So I just want to start with this stat here. 11 points in total we have dropped so far this season due to us conceding after the 90th minute. Now, I spoke on Penenka. For those of you that follow Penenka, our sister channel, where we go deep dive into the sort of analysis of the games. Go check that video out. We put a lot of time and effort into it. But as I mentioned over there, we have a massive problem here. Goals conceded after the 90th minute, and we have dropped 11 points. That is enough to take us into those Champions League spots. Now, that game yesterday, that was the last kick of the game, but we seen it coming when we got to the 70th minute mark, really. Let's be perfectly honest. We seen that equaliser potentially coming due to the way we were playing, and I've pinpointed it, right? I've stood up for Arne Slot for quite some time and said, I see tactics, I see the style of play, I see what he's trying to do, and sometimes players' individual attacking or defensive mistakes can't sum up his coaching techniques. However, I do have a point to point at here, right? As you get to the 70th minute, we looked so fatigued, especially in the last game, right? And that's also a metric that can sum up why we're conceding in the 90th minute and beyond. It's I think something's happening in training here, that our players are just fatigued and tired because we just don't seem like we've got enough fuel to see out a whole game. And this is problematic, this whole 90th minute thing. But this is a worrying stat. Let's put it this way. Conceding in the 90th minute and beyond, 11 points dropped, absolutely shocking. And due to this is on Arne Slot and his team selection, playing the same players every single week. We've seen it at the back end of last season, playing the same players all of the time and playing the same players all of the time still going forward. There's no new ideas, and these players look fatigued. I could see that after the 70th minute mark. Now, a lot of pressure is growing on Arne Slot, and we've talked about it before. We've talked about it a lot here on this channel. And remember, Fabrizio Romano had this to say about Xabi Alonso. Now, people were bringing up Xabi Alonso as the sort of guy that's going to replace Arne Slot, right? Fabrizio Romano said, at this moment, there is nothing done. Agreed in talks advanced between Xabi Alonso and Liverpool. I can guarantee that nothing has been decided. At the end of the season, Liverpool have an internal review involving players, managers, and all people at the club. So there is going to be internal conversation to review the season, but at the moment, nothing is decided. Nothing is agreed with Xabi Alonso. There is an appreciation, of course, former Liverpool player, top coach. So for sure, the feelings are positive between Xabi Alonso and Liverpool, but nothing at all has been agreed as of today. Now, if these results continue, it's going to, obviously, these are going to keep on grumbling and grumbling on. And Xabi Alonso being available is the obvious appointment where Liverpool fans are starting to point at and go, yeah, just go and get him. Now, whilst there has been a bit of, some publicists earlier this week, we had Spanish sources coming out and saying that Liverpool had already reached the verbal agreement with Alonso to take over from Slot if the Dutchman fails to win this year's Champions League. Now, this, a lot of fans were taking as gospel because it was coming from a very big Spanish outlet. And whilst many did report on it, Xabi Alonso's agent has came out and spoke about this in some massive news as a twist has emerged. Alonso's agent, Ibanez, has responded by telling Win-Win, all the talking about agreement with Liverpool is just media speculation. Remember, the outlet also reported that Ibanez indicated Alonso is currently considering all the offers he received in order to decide on his next destination for the new season. Now, it seems it's clear there is going to be a crossroads, right? Whether you believe speculation, obviously his agent is going to come out and say, yes, we've agreed terms, right? However, we're seeing from Spanish outlets that potentially there is an agreement, but people are putting the two and two together. Fabrizio Romano is almost like there's going to be an internal review. But if this continues, I guarantee it's going to continue, it's only going to get worse for Arne Slot. And it does seemingly look, Xabi Alonso being available, that all signs are pointing into one direction. Now, that's just my personal opinion with the data that we've currently got at this moment in time. But certainly things are starting to spice up. And whilst his agent did come out and say that all the talk about an agreement is just Liverpool media speculation, he didn't rule anything out about Alonso being interested. And I'm telling you now, if Arne Slot fails to get into some European spots and stinks the place out in the Champions League, doesn't win the Champions League, that's his only saving grace, then standards need to be held up at Liverpool Football Club, and he'll have to go. We're hovering around 8th place, and Dominic Szoboszlai's review of the game yesterday sums it up. We'll be lucky to get Conference League. Defending Premier League champions, having had a historic summer transfer window, we could not be in this position. That's just the reality. But guys, do let me know your thoughts on this down there in the comments.
In other news, Liverpool midfielder Dominic Szoboszlai admits they are running out of time to make a decisive move in the race for Champions League qualification after another late error led to dropped points. The Hungary captain said angry fans have every right to vote with their feet, as they did even before Richarlison scored in the 99th minute to snatch a 1-1 Premier League draw for struggling Tottenham, but urged them to stand by the misfiring team. Many of those who remained inside Anfield booed at the final whistle after seeing their side miss a chance to move ahead of Aston Villa into 4th. They did gain 1 place and 1 point over Chelsea, but conceding a goal in the 99th minute or later for the 8th time this season proved costly. It's a good question. If I knew the answer, I would be the first one to go to the team and say it, said Szoboszlai when asked why dropping late points continued to happen. A couple of weeks ago, we had a talk between each other saying, guys, we don't have such a lot of time to do this right, so we have to wake up and start to go in a way that we want to play Champions League next season. It's a little bit boring when I say this, but we still need to find a solution because we are running out of time. Szoboszlai accepted the team did not offer the crowd much to cheer after he scored his 4th free kick of the season in the first half, but called on them to hold out until the end of games, as leaving before the final whistle was noticed by players. I don't say they have no right to leave the stadium, they can leave if they want. We need them, and they should know this. We are one less without them, he added. It should be normal that in hard times we stick together more because that's what we need. We need each other. We want to make them happy. It's not that we do it on purpose. Last year it was enjoyable to watch all the games, but this year maybe it's not that enjoyable. For sure, I can imagine. I don't think it helps us also that after 80 minutes people start to go home. It doesn't help us at all. Stick with us. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.